Welcome to Sunday School for ages 15 to 17 for January 9th, 2022. This is the audio only for Sunday School. I do not own the rights to this music. Decisions. The Bible basis is coming out of Genesis 41, verses 37 to 45, and then verses 50 to 52. The Bible truth says Joseph finds favor. George hung his keys on the hook behind the back door before greeting his parents. "You're late," Mom said. "I thought your meeting at the church was right after school." Dad took lasagna out of the oven. "I know you're a senior, but that doesn't mean you can stay out all night with your friends." George laughed. "It's only 6:30, and I wasn't hanging out. After meeting with Pastor Dave, I had a job interview." His parents sat at the table and motioned for him to join them. "Son," said Dad, "I think you need to start at the beginning." George sat down and took a deep breath. So there was a project for my business class today. We went through mock interviews with real business people, and they gave us feedback. A store manager invited a couple of other young people and me to interview tonight. He said he was really impressed with us, even offered us jobs. But I think I'll turn him down. "Why?" "Pastor Dave wants me to become a leader for the youth group. I don't think I can do both." Dad nodded. "You've been an active part of the youth group since you started high school. They don't usually choose current students to serve in a leadership capacity. That's quite an honor. We also know how badly you've wanted a job," said Mom. "You're going to have to follow your heart." George smiled. "Thanks. I think I know what I need to do." Our lesson scripture, beginning at Genesis chapter 41, verse 37. "And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all of his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Forasmuch as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou." And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, "See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt." And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, "Bow the knee." And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, "I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt." And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphenath-Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for God said, He hath made me forget all my toil in all my father's house. And the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. The Bible learning says, when Pharaoh had two dreams that greatly troubled him, he realized that his magicians were useless when it came to letting him know what those dreams meant. He turned to Joseph, and God gave Joseph the true meaning of those dreams. Since Joseph knew that the land would eventually face a famine, he advised Pharaoh to place someone in charge who would be able to make sure the nation was adequately prepared for the famine. There was no doubt in Pharaoh's mind that Joseph was the right man for the job. Joseph was a man who consistently did the right thing, even though he didn't seem to have a good return on his investment. He did what he knew was right because it was the right thing to do. There is no evidence that Joseph ever doubted God. All we know is that he bloomed where he was planted and was eventually rewarded for all of his trouble. In reviewing our story today, why did George come home late? And how did George respond to his father's incorrect assumption? Do you think George's parents gave good advice? And what do you think George will do? The questions for today's lesson. What was so special about Joseph? Who was placed in charge of Pharaoh's palace? And describe some of the other benefits that Joseph experienced. Earning other people's faith in us can lead to great responsibility and honor. Joseph's superior performance led to honor and promotion. Make a serious effort to commit to responsible actions and superior performance. The memory verse for today's lesson. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And that's Genesis 41, verse 38. The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.